Hey there, this is Mario from shockingfit.com, and in this video you will learn how to use the power of emotional leverage to get motivated to exercise and pretty much get your whole health under control. So in this video I'm going to go a little bit personal with you. I'm going to share a couple of my own personal reasons and things that you might resonate with, some things you might have thought about, some things you might have never really considered, and these are coming from my own personal list. So the way you do this list, and I think this is super important, by the way, if you're really looking to get this area of your life under control, it's very important to look at it from both sides. So you need the side number one, which is kind of the positive side of things. So why am I doing this? What are the positive benefits that I'm getting out of this? What am I contributing to? That's kind of the positive motivation side. But you also need the negative motivation. And this is one that it's really hard to put into paper and like really write down and kind of think about it, because it takes a lot of self-awareness. It takes a lot of self-examination. And it was really hard for me to actually put this down. It's a little bit personal as well, but I'm gonna share with you guys, and I hope this list inspires you to make your own list. So let's dive into it a little bit. I'm gonna start off with how will my life be better when I get my health under control? That's the question I asked myself. So starting off from reason number one, I'm gonna live longer. Reason number two, I'm gonna have more friends. Reason number three, I'm gonna have a chance to inspire others. So this is a big one for me, because I feel like when I'm exercising, I'm giving myself kind of that inspirational role and helping other people express themselves more and also get their life handled more. Number four, feeling good about myself. And that's definitely a big one. Yeah, I mean, I feel good about myself when I exercise, when I eat healthy. Number five, less illness so I can get more out of my life. So that's true. I mean, if you think about it, the more time you spend sick, what kind of value are you able to produce? I mean, if you're running colds and you're all sorts of like flus and diseases and all these things, can't really produce that much value and can't really get maximum out of your life. That kind of downtime, that happens, if it happens like 4, 5, 6, maybe 6 weeks out of the year, there's only 52 weeks in the year. I mean, think about it for a second. Number six, feeling I have control over my life and I'm moving forward. So this is kind of that thing that we humans are purposeful creatures, and we want to have some kind of purpose. We want to have a sense of progression, that we're going somewhere. And exercise and eating healthy, for me, I mean, it has been one of those things where I can really clearly see the progression, and it makes me feel really good about myself. Seven, I develop better character. And that's true. I mean, beating yourself in the gym will definitely help you develop better character. You're going to be more pain tolerant toward like those minor things that happen in your life. Like, you're not gonna stress the small stuff, this, as they say, right? You're gonna be focused on bigger picture views, right? Number eight is more productivity, leading to more value produced and less stress and anxiety. So this is a big one for me. I feel like the more productive I am, I can produce more value. So if I don't exercise, if I don't eat healthy, I can be less productive, and the world is kind of like not able to get out of me. I can't express myself enough. Like, if I'm tired nonstop, if I don't have energy, if I can't really be productive, I can't contribute the maximum amount of value that I can. And that's really something I'm passionate about. Number nine, my relationships will be better because I'm on my path and on my purpose. So that's a interesting point, right? Your relationships with other people depend on your relationship with yourself. And as you're growing, as you're developing yourself, more people will want to be around you, because you're the kind of person that is on your path and your purpose. A really good book on this is actually The Way of the Superior Man, if you're a guy. I mean, from David Data. It talks a lot about being purposeful, being on your path, having clear goals. And this is really a huge reason why I exercise. It's just a part of me. And it's a part of that getting my health under control, and it's also a part of why I handle my other areas of my life, my business, my relationships, and kind of finding that purpose. And the reason number 10, I get to play with my grandchildren. So that's kind of going back to to the long life, but it's also having that vitality and really getting to experience the world. Because if you're limiting your lifespan by not exercising, not eating healthy, you're just limiting the amount of time you get to experience this world. I know we're all gonna die, and I know it's like, if you want to look at it like that, but why would you want to limit yourself? I mean, for all you know it, you have one chance of really experiencing the world as you are right now. So in this time, so why not take the maximum advantage of that time and really see not just yourself develop and maybe your children, but also your grandchildren, maybe your grandchildren as well. I mean, why not do that? I mean, it's amazing what we can do if we just take care of a little bit of this. So those were kind of my positive motivators. So my 10 reasons, I mean, I could probably list more, but these would be the 10 big ones that I kind of thought, and I just put them down, and I'm sure you could add a lot more if you just think about it. So let's go into the 10 reasons why I feel like I need to exercise, otherwise I'm gonna have to pay the price for them. So these are the reasons that my life would be a lot worse if I don't exercise, if I don't eat healthy, and if I don't get this handled. So number one, I'll have less energy to do things I enjoy in my life. And that's coming back, I mean, if you don't exercise, if you don't eat healthy, you can't really enjoy your life that much. You don't have energy. You come back from work, you're dead, right? You just can zone out and watch TV. That's all you can do. Number two, I'm sick more often, and I'm gonna miss out key opportunities in life. And I mean, that's a huge one. And I feel like, I mean, that downtime, as I said, 5, 6 weeks out of the year, if you're sick, even more for most people. I mean, they're nonstop, like snoozing, like sick, all sorts of things. They can't really focus on anything else unless they get better, right? Because we're like, okay, unless our health is good, we can't really focus on anything else. So that's kind of the way you're killing yourself. You're shooting yourself in the foot. You don't see those opportunities when they arise because you're focused on something like just becoming more healthy, and just getting rid of the illness, basically. The number three is, I wouldn't love myself, and in return no one else would love me. And that's a really personal one. I truly believe, like, if I'm not investing in myself and if I'm not improving myself, I wouldn't love myself, right? I wouldn't have that self-love, and that would prevent me from getting other people in my life that would love me as well. So that's a really personal reason. I think that a lot of the things that I do right now and the things that I do that I love is for the reason that I feel like that attracts more people, the right kind of people in my life. So that's a really big one. The reason number four is, I will become the kind of person that gives up. That's like one of the worst feelings you can have, like being that person that gives up. I mean, for me, that's really, really like one of the worst things that can happen. Number five, massive regret because I missed a short window in my life to express my full potential. And this is also a really personal one because I feel like if you don't express your full potential in your 20s, in your 30s, in your 40s, it's really difficult, right? I mean, as you age, I mean, I know they state in the studies that your capacity to learn is the same when you're 60, when you're 70, as when you're in your 20s. But we know from empirical evidence what happens. You know, the more you age, the things just remain the same. The time flies faster. Like, think about when you were 18. Think about when now in your, like, if you're watching this in your 20s and your 30s. I think the main difference, the people that are younger people and kind of people who are a bit older, is just our perception of time, right? People who are 18, 17, we can't really relate to them because their perception of time is like, yeah, there's unlimited time. And for us, I mean, there's not much time. Time flies fast. That's the main reason why we can't really just relax and resonate with people who are younger than us. And that having that ability and that feeling that you're reaching your full potential is a really big one. The reason number six is weak character with no self-control. And this is something we see all the time. I mean, people with just weak character and weak integrity, they're not having the ability to say no to things. I think that's having the ability to say no to certain bad things and certain bad habits, is just develops that strong character. And if you don't have that, You will not only not love yourself, but you won't be able to get far. The success is really about saying more no's than saying yes to different kinds of things. Number 7 is shorter life, so less chance to provide value to the world and motivate others. So going back to the reason why I do exercise is to just live longer and have a more chance to express myself and contribute more value to the world. And this is a big one, like this is a huge one. The reason number 8, I would become the kind of person who settles for less for myself. So settling, it's like making those compromises, and I feel like becoming that person that settles for less is just a personal choice, right? You can always choose not to do that, and I don't think you can really, I mean, there's a lot of happiness to be found in content, but there's a limit to that, and I feel like a lot of people just settle too soon, right? They don't really go for what they want. The number 9 and number 10 are reasons that are really personal. And the number 9 is my family would probably have to put me in a hospital and I'm going to die alone. So that's the reason number 9. And that is true. Like, think about it. If you're screwing up your health in your 20s, you're going to pay the price in your 60s, in your 70s. And you're most likely going to die alone in a hospital, away from every single person that loves you and every single person that you love. And these people will also begin to resent you because you're becoming a burden, because someone has to pay the price of your negligence in your 20s. That price will be paid in your 70s, in your 60s, maybe by someone else, maybe not you, because what else? You're going to be in your deathbed. Okay, that's cool. But all your people around you will be paying that price for you. So think about it for a second. It's not just your life. You're actually going to make others pay for your mistakes. And that brings me to the reason number 10 is, if I don't exercise and if I don't get my health under control, I will become a burden to others in my old age, and I will leech value from my environment until I die. So this one is huge, right? And you have that feeling, you'll be that person who leaches value of your environment, of your loved ones, if you don't get this handled. So these negative motivators are kind of hard to figure out. Like, you really need to dig deep into your core and really think like, okay, what am I running away from? And this is probably the biggest thing that I'm running away from. I don't want to be that leeching value type of person, right? And you see this a lot. No matter how much people love you, like no matter how much people will actually care for you, if you're a burden to them, they will begin to resent you. I mean, love has its limits. I mean, no matter what you do, if you think about it, you might have had this case in your family of someone who is you really love the person, but they're such a burden to you that you can't really go above that, right? You can't just pass that and say, hey, they're okay, because you have to spend your time, and everybody's time is limited. And when you're spending someone else's time, I mean, you're leeching value from them. Why not be the person that is really on point and has your shit together, so you can still be helping others when you're in your 70s, in your 80s, and even in your 90s. Now in 2016, I mean, the lifespan is just, predicted lifespan is a much longer than it used to be. And I feel like being this burden is the worst thing you can do. So these are my 10 reasons to exercise, and 10 reasons to exercise that are coming from negative motivation, 10 from positive motivation, as I mentioned in the beginning. So you need both sides of the coin to get yourself started. I hope this video kind of resonates with you, and I would highly urge you to make your own list. And it might sound silly. It might be like, oh, fuck that Mario dude, he's trying to make me write down things. But really think about it. Think about that emotional leverage that you can create by identifying the exact things that you're working toward, and what kind of difference would that make in your life. Because for me, it made a fuck ton of difference. I mean, just by saying this stuff to you right now, I feel like, okay, I gotta fucking handle this. It gets me that sense of urgency. It gets me that emotional leverage. And I just can't go to sleep without thinking about like, okay, this is something I'm working on. Because I wouldn't be able to live it myself if I put these reasons on paper and if I didn't follow through. I just couldn't live with myself. That would be that would be impossible. So I hope you enjoyed the video. It's a little bit unconventional to this channel. I hope you resonated with some of my personal stuff, and this is stuff that I do to ensure that I keep developing myself and keep working on myself. I hope you will find your own list. And if you do make your own list, and I mean even a few things that you would like to add on this list, definitely leave it in the comments below. I'm curious, what would you add on the list of the positive side of motivation and on the list of the negative side of the motivation? What are your kind of the biggest reason why you want to exercise for a positive reason, and the biggest kind of thing you're running away from if you don't exercise that you're going to have to pay the price for? So leave that in the comments below. I'm looking forward to really reading your reasons. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to click subscribe below to support this channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.